Greetings, my fellow airsoft nerds. I am James. That was Bo. American Milsim is debuting a new AO in a place called Desert Center, California, which is in the middle of hot-ass nowhere. They're also, as far as I can tell, making their California debut. Now, if you're a West Coaster, you're probably already familiar with AMS's Copperhead that they do in New Mexico. But that AO kind of sucks. I'm not hearing great things about Copperhead from the last couple years from a bunch of players that I know and trust their opinions. It's also in like August, September in New Mexico. So again, heat ain't happening. And it's just really spaced out and a lot of open space. And guys just kind of go just because, why not? It's better than the field. So, from what I can tell, this is American Milsim's California debut, and this AO's airsoft debut, I guess. Meaning this isn't, this AO hasn't been used before. I heard a couple people say that they thought AMS tried to do a Victorville game, like Airsoft Genesis years ago. I don't know. This event, which is called Revolt, is the first weekend in February of 2025. Tickets right now are $265, and they're going to stay at $265. And that's compared to Milsim, West Kharkiv, and Clovis, which is $200 right now, and that caps at $225. Desert Fox is $150 right now, and it caps at $225. Now that's going to be like the third weekend in March. I'm going to that. That's also in Victorville. In the Milsim West Insurgency, again, in Victorville, in May, that is $185 right now, and that caps at $275. Is $265 a lot? Yeah. No one's going to say $265 is not a lot of money. However, what got me interested was really it's AMS's debut, and I have always wanted to go to an AMS game, just not Copperhead. I have been trying to go to reindeer games for years, but it's always like right around the time that Frostbite happens, so I just end up never going. So AMS has always been on my radar. I've just kind of been waiting for a good time to go. I'm signed up for the TAN team, which is the United Federal States, but you can also sign up for basically the green team, which is the Coalition of Sovereign Territories. As far as the uniform goes, it's basically NATO versus militia. In a nutshell. There's more to it than that, but a very basic foundation to explain the teams is it's just NATO versus militia. Let's look at the price, right? $265 before you factor in travel, blah, blah, blah. Just the ticket price is $265. Might be the most expensive California Airsoft event that we have unless you buy like a Milsim West ticket at the last minute. This is basically the most this is basically the most expensive event that we have in California. However, the caveat that I will throw in, the sort of monkey wrench I will throw to you, is all these other events use the same AO. How many times do we go to Victorville every year? DFE uses Victorville. Lion Claws still uses Victorville. Milsim West uses Victorville. And then Milsim West uses Hill 559, and that's it. But if you're a California Airsofter, you're kind of tired of going to Victorville. We're going. We're going to go every year. I'm telling you right now, DFE every year gets my money. Milsim West every year gets my money. But also, it's the same AO every year. But, I mean, it's not like it gets boring. I mean, who gets bored of watching the Super Bowl? Oh, it's just football. It's the Super Bowl. So there kind of is that back and forth. But again, this is American Milsim's California debut, and this is this AO's debut for Airsoft. So I'm going. Is it worth my money once? Yes. Is it worth my money multiple times? There's going to be a follow-up video for that later. If the AO sucks, or if like check-in is a mess, if the organization of the event is a mess and I just don't want to do that again, I don't do it again. If the AO's cool, I'm in. I assume AMS has listened to player feedback for what they do and don't like about Copperhead, and they're rolling those lessons learned into Revolt. So that's also why I'm like, yo, you guys have been getting kind of a mixed bag with Copperhead. Here's a fresh start for you, and in California. Baby, you mess this up, you're done. So that's why I assume they're taking all their lessons learned from Copperhead and rolling it into Revolt. I'm stoked for that, so I'm going. Plus, Eddie's going, Ryan's going, Mark's going, so your boy's going NATO. Realistically, the bar isn't too high for this event because fundamentally it's still just another casual airsoft game. Meaning, the format is fundamentally the same as a DFE, as a Lion Claws, as a whatever you want to do. In that, there's no ruck-in, right? You can come and go on and off the AO as you please, just like most Victorville events. You can bring your own BBs, just like at most Victorville events. So, to me, it's casual because you dictate your own pace. They stop, there's lunch breaks, dinner breaks, blah, 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 overnight breaks. It's not a Milsim West where you go Friday and you leave Sunday. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun, casual event. So as long as check-in is legit and the AO plays wonderfully, I'm going to go most likely every year. Again, same reason why I go to DFE every year. I don't really care about the AO. It's a well-organized event, and I get to see my homies. That's it. And it's cost effective for me. So maybe, if money gets tight down the road and I have to pick an event to not attend, AMS gets scratched first because I am a Milsim West and a DFE diehard. No one should be surprised at that, right? For the event overall, one thing that does sort of concern me, again, is the Copperhead thing. So I have been told Copperhead has been going downhill, and I've also been told that they've had noticeably less players each year. Whether or not that is true, I have no way to prove or disprove that. But that is what I have been told by multiple players whose opinions I trust. Look, throwing AMS a bone, it's in New Mexico in like August, September, so it's hot as balls out. And the AO is pretty open, so the fact that they're able to continue to come to that AO year after year after year, to me is a feather in the cap. So, yeah, you kind of talk smack, but also at the same time, like, look what they have to work with. They're doing pretty good. Something that could be an issue for ticket sales, Milsim West Kharkiv is that same month. It's a couple weeks later. I'm going to both, by the way. But I don't really think that's going to impact ticket sales because if you look at the amount of people and the type of players that go to Kharkiv consistently every year, it's usually a little bit different than the casual experience. I don't think a whole lot of those Kharkiv players are going to AMS because the Kharkiv Milsim West player is usually different than the guys that only go to the Victorville Force on Force, right? Those are usually more like your Milsim West regulars. They've probably gone up to Centerville. They've probably gone out of state for things. So I think those customers are a little bit different, so I don't think they necessarily have to worry about it. Bo would like me to throw his ball now. Cheer. I think overall, most of the AMS players... Bo, give me your ball. I think overall they're going to get mostly SoCal-specific players, maybe like from Bakersfield down to San Diego, and from like LA out to about Texas. That's who I think is going to end up going. I don't think you're going to see a lot of NorCal guys going down unless they have the finances, unless they're doing very well financially. I don't think DFE has to compete with this event either in mid-March. Usually most players are kind of leery to do like back-to-back events as far as like a 30-day turnaround just because of the financial stuff involved. I don't think they're going to have to compete with DFE because I think DFE basically is fine. If you've been to DFE, you know that DFE gets a lot of newer, younger, more casual players. And again, the tickets right now are $150. So guys that want to go to DFE have already bought their ticket, or they're newer players, they haven't been in the game as long, and they just simply go, well, that's $150, that's $265. I'll go to DFE. I think that's basically how that goes down. I think, this is a theory, I think what you're going to see the most is a lot of SoCal, more casual players. I don't think you're going to see a lot of Milsim West heads at this one. I think it's going to be like that repeat Lion Claws customer, meaning the type of player that doesn't want to do something as intense as a Milsim West, but still likes to play Victorville or still likes to play at Hill 559, just not for the Milsim West format. So I think they're still going to get a more casual demographic. And I don't think this event's going to sell out, but I think they're going to get close. So if you look at the ticket sales right now for the federal side, there's only like 50 tickets left. If you look at the tickets for the cost side, or basically the green team, there's like 100 tickets left. I think they opened at like 250, somewhere in there. But ticket sales seem to be going real good. So if you want to go to this event, you might want to get those tickets like probably the beginning of January, when the next time you get paid is. No matter what, I'm super excited about this. I can't wait to go. I get to hang out with my homies. I get to see all my industry friends. That's another big reason why I want to go to the AMS event, because like Derek from Titan Batteries is going to be there. All the vendor guys are going to be there, which is something I don't get to really experience out of Milsim West because it's not vendor friendly, which is again why I like it. So I'm stoked, man. Like all my same homies from DFE are going to be at AMS, and I'm really excited. I hope to see you there. If not, no matter what, I'll be at Kharkiv. So I'll see you at Kharkiv. I'll see you at DFE. I'll see you at the Insurgency. If you don't see me, I'm sure you'll hear me. Merry Christmas. I love you guys.